It tells me these players on the pitch are going to be nice and warm, though.
Yeah, at least the ones moving around.
Exactly.
Carissa Beckman over the ball for Texas A&M. We're underway in Columbia. Both teams would like to get on the attack early. A&M tied for 4th in the SEC in goals scored with 32 on the year, but 10th in terms of most goals given up with 16. South Carolina, a slow starter offensively much of the year. They're 12th out of 14 teams in the SEC in goals scored with 19, but they're second in goals allowed with 8.
Well, we know South Carolina to be a very strong defensive team. I think where they really struggled is scoring more than one goal.
Yep. Aggies are on the attack right now, looking to keep on a roll as they've played very good soccer the second half of the SEC season. We'll talk about that in a minute as the Aggies try to settle things down here. They've kept the possession. This is something I had a chance to speak with Coach Shelley Smith earlier today, and that's the thing she talked about. South Carolina needed to be better in their possessions and not allow Texas A&M to do what we saw here in the first minute, and that's have these extended possessions. They're very good at that, and she doesn't want her defense to be basically on their back or on their heels all night long.
Exactly, and I think from the get-go, it's what team is going to establish a rhythm and really establish like what kind of game this is going to be.
Sample plays it ahead. Taken away by the Gamecocks. Cam Dixon, one of the co-captains, looking for Peyton Patrick, but she was going the other way. It's back to the Aggies here. There's Patrick. Throw in by the Aggies as they try to get into the attacking third. There's Beckman, who had a goal in their win over Auburn over the weekend. Aggies keeping the ball in the attacking half for the first couple of minutes here. Once again, it's Sample, the senior from Frisco, Texas. Loses it here. Kat Berry trying to get on the move here, weaving through defenders. Will play it wide to Zullo.
You can see 3 Gamecock players are in the box. Zula's going to drive to the end line.
Keeps it under control. In and out of the box now. They'll play it wide. Into the corner. It stays in, apparently. Gracie Falla heads it to keep on the attack for the Gamecocks. Looking for Peyton Patrick. Kat Berry near the top of the box. You hear the drums of the graveyard shift trying to encourage the fans and the Gamecocks here. They play the drums for all 90 minutes.
Yeah, but you can see the Texas A&M back line, they're keeping a very high line, so there is space behind if the Gamecocks going to get a quick counter and expose them.
Berry with the turn, long-range shot. It's a one-hopper and swallowed up by Kenna Caldwell, the senior goalkeeper for the Aggies. No problem with that one from distance.
But I'm okay with that chance from Kat Berry. She has a rocket of a shot from range.
Yeah, Berry leads the SEC in shots and shots per game, averaging better than 4 per contest. Leads the Gamecocks with 5 goals on the year.
And it's good to test a keeper early on in a game.
Gamecocks trying to get on the attack here. Peyton Patrick beats her man to the spot. Trying to make the turn and loses it into touch, but it's off the Aggies, they say. So Cam Dixon will trot over there and throw it in. Patrick doing some work there, the sophomore out of Parkton, Maryland. Here's Dixon. Throw in, Mr. Mark. Now the Aggies trying to flip the pitch once again. They were on the attack the first 2 minutes. The Gamecocks, the most recent 2.
And you can see Miley Hayes, she lays that ball off and she moves immediately, looking to get behind the Gamecock back line. Dixon had that one deflected. She was looking for Brianna Bem streaking down the sideline, but the deflection made the pass miss its intended target. Cornog, of course, looking for Hayes in the middle of the pitch.
5 minutes gone by, nothing doing for either squad here. Aggies looking to reshape, but turnover allowed a shot for the Gamecocks a moment or two ago. Gamecocks out of the SEC East, the Aggies out of the West, so they don't see each other every year. Of course, the Aggies and Missouri, the newest comers to the SEC, so not a huge, deep history between these squads. Aggies looking to get on the attack once again, but a lot of this being played in the middle third. Now here come the Aggies. Colvin, she can set things up. One of the tops in the SEC in assists. And into touch here.
And these are two teams that have speedy outside backs that want to get forward and join the attack.
Yeah, Kate Colvin's a good one. 4 goals, third on the team for Coach G. Guerreri. And as we told you, tied for 6th in the SEC with 7 assists. Gamecocks trying to get forward now. Cadbury will play it back. Freshman Gracie Falla, who's started all but 1 game this year. Talking about Texas A&M being on a little bit of a hot streak. What a difference from the start of SEC plays. It goes back to Kenna Caldwell. The seniors started every game and tied for 6th in saves this year in the SEC. Texas A&M lost their first 4 SEC matches, were shut out in 3 of them, then had a non-conference game with a win over Rice, and since then they tied LSU 2-2, and then they went on the road and beat Ole Miss 2-1, and most recently beat Auburn 3-1.
It's a good time to peak.
Gamecocks looking for Peyton Patrick, a race to it, and Caldwell will win the race.
And great job by Caldwell to stay off her line. And again, I like that look from South Carolina, just a little too much on it.
So Aggies in SEC play have scored 9 goals in their previous 7 games. They've given up 12, but of the 9 goals they've scored, 7 have been in the last 3 games. As Nancy mentioned, they're starting to peak at the right time with their offense.
Right, doesn't matter how you start.
Yep. Aggies looking to get on the attack here. Told you the 32 goals they've scored this year, tied for 4th in the league. First foul of the contest. We'll send it back to South Carolina. The Aggies, some of those numbers may be a little bit skewed, but they all count. They had, I think, their 2nd and 3rd games of the year. They combined for 14 goals in non-conference action where they were blowing out a couple of their opponents, McNeese State and Sam Houston. But still, peaking at the right time in SEC play, scoring a lot of goals the last 3 matches. Gamecocks looking to get on the attack. Zullo zipped it past 1 defender, but Katie Smith is there for the Aggies, and it'll be a goal kick to Texas A&M. Zullo, someone they'd really like to get going offensively. We told you last year she came off the bench and was a really big spark, had 5 goals, which was 2nd on the team. This year she's been in and out of the starting lineup and hasn't been able to find the back of the net yet.
Yeah, but she's had some great opportunities, you know, offensively creating crosses and earning corners for her team.
Play it back to Caldwell here. Caldwell with 4 shutouts on the year. For South Carolina and their scoring in SEC play, this is their previous 7 games. They scored just 5 goals, but they only allowed 5, and 2 of them were in their last game, a tough 2-1 loss at Vanderbilt. One of them was on a penalty kick. Aggies trying to get forward. Harris will play it back to Hins. Dangerous play there. Pressure by Miley Hayes, the SEC Offensive Player of the Week this week. Hayes has been on fire. A pair of game-winning goals in each of the last 2 matches for the Aggies, including a brace against Auburn. Here's Kat Berry.
Able to face up. Chips the ball over to Brianna Bem.
Yep, there's the offsides flag. She was trying to hold back,
but she couldn't help herself.
When someone's that open, there's a reason why, right?
But that's where they can take advantage of this A&M back line. They are playing a very high line, and you could tell it was almost like they were playing an offside trap. That's where you can catch them. You just have to be patient and stay on that line.
Aggies looking to flip the pitch in a hurry. Gamecocks able to clear it for the moment. There's Kat Berry in the midfield. Now the Aggies reforming their attack. Kate Colvin, who does a good job of setting this team up to Becerra. Got a couple of goals this year as well for the Aggies. Taken away by Gracie Falla of the Gamecocks. 10 minutes in here in Columbia, no score. One shot so far, that by South Carolina. Here they come on the attack. Peyton Patrick trying to sneak one through. Some good defense there by the Aggies to take it away. Carolina Sample, the fifth-year senior, able to break it up. She was a third-team All-America last year and first-team All-SEC and made a good play there. Foul in the Gamecocks. We'll send it back to the Aggies.
And that's a great matchup there with Harris and Hayes. Right, Jaleesa Harris is one of the best individual defenders, and you can tell she's showing respect for Miley Hayes, not giving her too much space.
Told you about Jaleesa Harris, the South Carolina record for career starts. This her 97th career start today, and her 99th career game played. And she has a chance to break the NCAA record for minutes played. Be a goal kick here for South Carolina. They thought she had broken it in the win over Vanderbilt over the weekend, as at least what the NCAA record books had on file at the time. It showed that Harris had indeed broken the career minutes record, but apparently there was a player from another school, from Penn State, Kaylee Reel, that her minutes, I guess, were never logged in. Her career minutes were never logged in for the NCAA, and apparently she had broken it recently or a couple of years ago. But Harris needs 281 minutes coming into the night to break the NCAA record. So if she's able to play in the remaining 3 games, including tonight, she would do so in the SEC tournament. So something to look forward there.
Which is amazing. 96 starts.
Yeah.
That's a lot of minutes, and that means no injury, no illness keeping her out of games.
And that's one of those things where, mom and dad dropped her off here a few years ago, and she was on the field, basically.
From the start.
Yep, she started her career as a midfielder. It was all conference there, and then a couple of years ago, out of necessity, had to move to defense and earned all conference honors there, and that's what makes her so versatile. Told you Aggies playing their best soccer right now, at least in SEC play, with a couple of wins and a tie before that, and 7 goals in their last 3. Gamecocks on the attack here. Who's Zulo, using her speed, but the defense catches up to her near the corner at the 18. That was deflected as she tried to cross it in, I believe, to Peyton Patrick.
But she had Kat Berry right there.
Yep.
For a quick little drop ball.
Miley Hayes will play it wide, and Gamecocks have notoriously started slow offensively. They've only scored 4 goals in the first half all season long. And they have a lot of 1-0s, one way or the other, in their wins and losses this year. They had 3 straight 1-0 victories in SEC play for Coach Shelley Smith and company prior to that loss on Sunday to Vanderbilt. And they lost 2-1. Gamecocks have not scored multiple goals in an SEC game yet this year. So they have relied heavily on that defense. They are 4-3 in league play.
And the defense, including goalkeeper Heather Hins.
See the series history. The Aggies and the Gamecocks. These teams don't meet that often. Gamecocks will play it wide. Easy play for Caldwell here.
Zulo saw that Caldwell was off her line, but just underhit it.
Gamecocks talked about their defense. 10 shutouts on the season. Tied for first in the SEC in that category with Mississippi State. And Texas A&M's a team that'll put pressure on you. They're 3rd in the SEC in total shots.
You can see, looking for Miley Hayes. She looks to get the ball at her feet, turn and face.
A lot of action in the midfield here, but neither team really to get anything near the goal. We'll play this one back to Hins, who started every game for the Gamecocks under pressure, able to get it off as the Aggies press up a little bit here and get the turnover. At the top of the 18, here's a long strike. It's wide, high and wide for the Aggies off the foot of Mia Pante, the sophomore from Vancouver, British Columbia.
I think Texas A&M has learned from the last game against Auburn. Auburn, they were low, they didn't press them very much. So it allowed Auburn to play a lot more. So right now you can see Miley Hayes, she's stepping up on that back line.
Pante, who had that shot, does have one goal in the year. It was the game winner against Sam Houston, known really as the assist woman. Has 12 assists, and this just her second season. Was named to the SEC All-Freshman team a year ago. Had 8 assists as a rookie. Georgia Leb will play it back. Now here's Sample once again. Playing it to Colvin, who does a nice job of setting things up as well.
Yeah, Colvin's very active. You can see she wants the ball at her feet. She plays and moves.
She can do a little bit of everything. 9 career goals, 9 assists as well. Now to Beckman, who had the 3rd goal in their win over Auburn the other day. We'll play it back to Caldwell once again. Aggies get it across midfield, but it'll roll into touch. There's Gracie Follow, the freshman, who's been an impact player on the defense for the Gamecocks. Came in as a forward midfielder, but has really been in the back line all season and has played well.
And she really hasn't missed a beat. She really stepped in and
He's played in every game, started all but one. Here's Peyton Patrick once again on the attack. Patrick makes a move just outside the 18, into the box now. Here's Kat Berry, surrounded by a host of Aggies. She'll play it back out.
To Jacobson. The Gamecocks are showing great patience, looking to slip that ball through to Zulo.
One touch now, Zulo gets it back. Zulo with her cross headed out by the Aggies once again. Sam Chang. Griffiths. Playing it inside. They were looking for Bem, and Caldwell may have been screened there for a moment. She was headed in the other direction, or perhaps it caromed off the back of someone's foot. And she had to dive back the other way on a slow roller there, but no harm done.
A great patience by the Gamecocks. You can see there all those little passes. It's making gaps and spaces for the Gamecock forwards to run into.
Yeah, and a good job of several of them moving without the ball. And here come the Aggies looking to do the same thing on the other end. Beckman. Play it back to Katie Smith, who started every game this year. Second team All-Region a year ago. And she's their Iron Woman, has led Texas A&M in minutes the previous 2 seasons. A lot of contact there, but we'll play on. Colvin. Oh, and tripping over the ball was Hayes, able to get back up on her feet. And there's the whistle. A lot of contact during that series, and then finally a little too much, says our lead official, Tori Penso. Miley Hayes, got to keep an eye on her. 6 goals, tied for 5th in the SEC, including 2 game winners in the last 2 matches. Also has 4 assists. She led the team last year with 7 goals. There she tripped over the ball, and then Shane Harris battling for it. And then you get the foul there.
Yeah, they're going to call it if you don't look like you're going for the ball.
So now Caldwell will come all the way to the other side of the pitch to restart things here. Heather Hins, the one-hopper, has to punch it over the goal. And Texas A&M will be set up with the first corner kick of the match.
A great read by Hins to tip that over the bar.
It was kind of an in-betweener.
Yeah, Harris couldn't get on the end of it. And that's always scary if the ball bounces in the box like that.
Yeah. Obviously, Hins thought Harris was going to be able to get ahead on it, or maybe she would have come out and caught it. But instead, the Aggies with an opportunity here in the first corner kick of the night.
Pante on the ball. Hits it low with the left foot.
And they still get it in the box, now back in, or back out. Another service, Hins climbs the ladder, and it's in! Off the head of a Gamecock as they tried to head it out, and the Aggies strike first. I believe that was Cornog.
Yeah, let's see the replay. Pante reserves it.
Cornog, yep, and then off the head of the Gamecock defender and in the goal, but it was Cornog who sent it towards the goal.
Yeah, that was one of those in-between balls. Hins came off her line and then changed her mind and backed up, realized it was out of range.
So the Aggies strike first here as Cornog collects her second goal of the season and the third of her career, named to the SEC All-Freshman team, now a sophomore a year ago. And the Gamecocks in an early hole. The Aggies continue to do good things on offense like they have the last couple of matches.
And this is a big game for both of these teams. You know, so I think we'll see the Gamecocks fight down to the second. Both of these teams are going to fight for these 3 points.
Well, we told you the Gamecocks have not scored multiple goals in an SEC game this year, and they're going to need to do just that, keep the Aggies off the board. Meanwhile, the Aggies, as we told you, 7 goals scored in their last 3 matches coming into the night. They have found their offense here after being shut out the previous 3 SEC matches.
But these next 5 minutes are crucial for the Gamecocks. Usually when a team scores, they might let down.
They'll play it back to Caldwell.
Caldwell likes to play off her line. She's almost like a 5th defender there.
Aggies streaking across the midfield.
Katie Smith on the ball.
Yeah, she ran a long way under duress. A lot of contact there, but we'll play on.
And Claire Griffith saves it. Right, if Katie Smith is all the way up there, that means there might be a gap in the back where she left.
See how the Gamecocks respond here. Again, they have struggled to score in SEC play, but also especially in the first half. And now they found themselves down a goal.
And we've talked a lot about Green Azulo. She's gotten the ball quite a bit, but we really haven't seen Cameron Dixon join the attack, and she's such a good attacking player and really helps the Gamecocks get crosses and really just create chances.
There's Becerra now trying to get the offense back in gear for the Aggies. We're midway through the first half. Texas A&M leading 1-0. Goal a couple of minutes ago. A possession extended after the first corner kick of the match. Shea Rourke had checked in a few moments ago for the Gamecocks, their first sub. The freshman is second on the team with 4 goals. We'll see if she can spark that South Carolina offense. Sample now, hemmed in along her sideline. We'll play it back. Gamecocks looking to keep it in this end, but A&M's done a nice job of keeping their possessions. Becerra again. Cam Dixon steps in front to pick it off.
Kat Berry with some space between the center backs.
She's got Peyton Patrick to her left. Oh, and the offsides flag is up. That was a late one there.
I think the Gamecock fans and staff want to see a replay of that.
Yep.
thought she had hung back just enough as she broke through and didn't see the flag go up right away. But in any case, the Gamecocks turned aside.
Kat Berry did a great job of just sneaking in between the center backs. That is awfully close.
Either way, Aggies on the ball now. And again, the Gamecocks step in front and take it away. Sam Chang.
Kat Berry looking for another go at it. Outside of the foot, passed from Sam Chang to Kat Berry.
Katie Smith defending. Gamecocks, did they keep it alive? No, it goes over the end line. And it'll be a goal kick here. Well, Gamecocks defensively have created some chances here the last couple of minutes. Now they'll go to their bench. Lily Render will check in, the sophomore from Centerville, Virginia. She'll pick up Bem. There's Cornog, who scored the goal for the Aggies a few minutes ago amongst a cluster of Aggies. Aggies get it across midfield. Miley Hayes looking to play it forward. Had Kate Colvin trying to break back in, but the Gamecocks take it away.
Yeah, great cover by Gracie Falla. Jaleesa Harris is pretty much man-marking Hayes at that point. She's got to go with Hayes because Hayes likes to turn and face, and Gracie Falla did a great job covering for her.
And the pressure from Hayes there forces Hens to kick it into touch. Aggies will have it again. Gamecocks looking to force another turnover here, but the Aggies able to play it back and keep the possession.
It almost looks like Texas A&M has moved into a 3-5-2. They're sending numbers forward.
Gamecocks get the turnover, but may have had a handball, perhaps. Let's see. Claire Griffiths there, the sixth-year player. Already has her degree in experimental psychology. She's in her second year of law school here at South Carolina.
And plays soccer in her spare time.
Yeah, right. Is there such thing as spare time when you're in law school?
I didn't think so.
No, especially not the first year, which she's already gotten through. That's supposed to be the tough year. Caldwell, another deep ball into the 18.
Falla gets on the end of it. You can see a bump from behind from Hayes.
So South Carolina will have it. Down a goal here as the Aggies strike just under the 25-minute mark, or 21 minutes into the contest, as Quinn Cornog, the sophomore, got her second goal of the year. Contact there, and that'll be a foul against the Aggies.
Just great work rate from Lily Render there, who just subbed in, really trying to hunt down that second ball for her team.
There's Coach G. Guerreri, his 30th year at Texas A&M. Only coach in Texas A&M women's soccer history, 5-time conference coach of the year, and looking to get his team back in the postseason. Had a streak of 26 straight NCAA tournaments ended last year. Tells you something about the consistency of the program. Gamecocks play it wide. Opportunity here. They get it into the 18, and the Aggies take it away. Falla trying to disrupt from Hayes. Able to get it away to Colvin. With South Carolina's struggles on offense this year, obviously they'd like to get the equalizer, but how much of a necessity do they feel like they have to get the equalizer at halftime because they have had such a struggle scoring multiple goals?
And I mean, we've talked about this. It's like an early goal, is much better than getting a late goal, because as you see, Texas A&M, they're just gaining momentum and gaining, confidence, but every minute that they go a goal up. So it is critical for South Carolina to find a way to get that ball forward to the final third and just be more dangerous.
Katie Smith looking to add on perhaps. She's into the 18, makes a move to her left, and Heather Hins is there.
Good work, Katie!
Well, nobody slowed her down. Kate Colvin was weaving through defenders, able to set herself up. Keeping the pressure on are the Aggies. They're not just happy to sit on a 1-goal lead here in the first half.
Well, the Aggies definitely send more people forward in attacks.
Karams right to Kat Berry. Opportunity here if the Gamecocks can get forward. Looking for a cross to Patrick, and knocked away nicely by Carlina Sample. Good job by the Aggie defense once again. Sam Chang. Chang plays it wide. Looking for Berry again.
Yeah, Berry looking to turn and face.
Does here, long range strike. Too much. Kat Berry, as we said, leads the SEC in shots and shots per game, but a little high on that one, and the Gamecocks will go to their bench once again. Eveline Hahn checks in, a senior from Lake Wiley, South Carolina. She'll pick up Patrick, who's been active in the first half. Micah Bryant also in, who's been a starter off and on. He's played in every game, however, has the freshman out of Stone Mountain, Georgia.
And Coach Shelley Smith is so lucky to have such a deep team.
See Micaiah McDonald in there as well for the Aggies. She's been a good one. 5 goals coming off the bench.
And she is a speedy player.
Yep. Nice to have that depth. Under 14 minutes to play in the first half here in Columbia. Texas A&M with the 1-0 lead.
Great through ball to Sam Chang.
Got Hahn on the near side. She'll play it wide.
Wide to Shea O'Rourke.
Freshman has done some good things this year, the New York native. Pops that one in, looking for Berry. What a save!
And what a tip by Caldwell.
Great save, King!
Kenna Caldwell saves the equalizer there. Watch it again.
And a great bent ball by Shea O'Rourke. Kat Berry off her shoulder. And that looks like it's dipping right below the crossbar, but Caldwell does a great job tipping it over.
It was on target, and Caldwell, who stands 5'10", able to climb the ladder. Here's the first corner kick of the match for the Gamecocks. Jaleesa Harris will take it. Bends that one in. Berry trying to get ahead on it. And it comes back all the way out. The Aggies survive that for the moment.
Micah Bryant plays out to Jaleesa Harris.
Harris looking to serve here. Knocked to the turf there, and will play on. Good defense again by the Aggies. That one into touch over by the Graveyard Shift. The Graveyard Shift standing in front of the graveyard here at Stone Stadium. There's a cemetery behind that row of trees. Jaleesa Harris, talked about her in the pregame. There's the Graveyard Shift. And Harris playing in her 99th game as a Gamecock. Here's Eveline Hahn, who just came in off the bench. Abby Hugo now follow the freshman. Aggies trying to keep themselves organized defensively.
And the Aggies did well, just collapsing and making it hard for the Gamecocks to get through that line.
They'll play it back to Caldwell, who just made a remarkable save a few moments ago to punch away a potential equalizer from Kat Berry.
Yeah, so each keeper has had a stellar save like that, just tipping it over the crossbar.
Lily Render steps in front, trying to keep the possession alive for South Carolina. And again, South Carolina just 4 first half goals all season. They're in a hole here, trailing to visiting Texas A&M, who's won their last 2 matches. They turn it over here, another opportunity for the Aggies.
Yep, and already 3 Aggies are have gone forward and joined the attack.
That was Mia Pante with the pressure there. And Heather Hins comes way off her line to end that threat.
And that's going to be the challenge. This Texas A&M team, they send a lot of players forward on transition, and which is going to put the Gamecocks under lots of pressure, so they've got to be careful not to turn the ball over like that.
Here's Caldwell. Gamecocks have outshot the Aggies 3-2, but the Aggies lead where it counts, as Quinn Cornog found the back of the net about 15 minutes ago. Cornog with it now.
Good, Carissa, good. 5 feet.
Beckman weaving through defenders, gets it across on the far side. Here come the Aggies on the attack once again. Got McDonald in the middle. They'll play it wide instead to Colvin. Into the 18, Colvin slips past a defender, and the Gamecocks break it up.
Great individual defending by Cameron Dixon there. It's always tricky when you're inside the box. You don't want to give up a penalty kick, so you want to be fair with your tackle.
Under 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Jaleesa Harris under pressure. McDonald with those fresh legs trying to create havoc for Texas A&M.
Well, that's the advantage if you have a good sub.
Yeah, it's got that kind of wheels.
Right, and Miley Hayes, she covers a lot of ground, so if she needs a sub.
Render looking for Kat Berry, gets it to her.
She's got Shea O'Rourke overlapping her. Abby Hugo.
Hugo with an opportunity here. She'll send it wide to O'Rourke, the freshman New York native.
Yeah, O'Rourke, who likes to take on, gets another lefty cross.
Settled down by the Aggies, nothing doing.
Sam Chang settles that nicely. Looking for Shea O'Rourke, possibly.
Aggies take it away. It's Becerra, the freshman. Heather Hins will come over and settle this one down. 8.5 minutes to play in the first half here in Columbia. Texas A&M looking to stay red hot. Winners of back-to-back games, including a win over nationally ranked Ole Miss 2 games ago on the road. Aggies go back to their bench. Anderson Williams checks back in, a redshirt sophomore from Calgary. And Jai Smith, a senior from Hayward, California, who transferred from Seton Hall a couple of years ago. Megan Spees into the contest for South Carolina, a sophomore from Hilton Head.
Good poke by Harris.
On the give and go. Render trying to catch up to it, can't do it. Katie Smith sends that one into the 6th row. Quick throw in here. Here's Shea O'Rourke trying to make a turn. Back to Texas A&M. Katie Smith will try to organize for the Aggies here. Smith again. At this point, as you get late in the half, do you get a little more cautious if you're Texas A&M and just try to keep possessions and keep it where it is, or do what you've been doing?
I mean, just keep doing what you're doing, but don't make silly mistakes.
Yep.
No turnovers in your defensive third.
Be huge to go into the locker room with the lead at halftime on the road. Under pressure is Caldwell, able to get it off. Oh, dangerous there.
Yeah, nice quick switch.
Gamecocks almost able to turn it over just outside the 18. Look how quickly the Aggies get down the pitch here. And the Gamecocks take it away. South Carolina with an opportunity now. Georgia Leb, the freshman of Colleyville, Texas. Harris will restart things here for South Carolina. Harris has it again, has a big leg back there.
Yep, and I mean, Texas A&M, they are stepping so high. There's so much space. But the Gamecock forwards have to be smart about the timing of their runs.
Play it wide here. Gamecocks trying to set things up. We've got Hahn and O'Rourke in the box.
Yeah, and Spees with some fresh legs.
Missed the pass there, and the Aggies get it back across midfield. Well, waiting to see if the Gamecocks just try to go over the top. Maybe they'll do that here. O'Rourke.
I mean, but Texas A&M makes it so difficult because Caldwell is also off her line, ready to pick up those balls. So the space for South Carolina to attack is on the flanks. They're going to play that ball over. It's got to be on the flanks away from Caldwell.
Texas A&M coming in at 8-5-3 overall, 2-4-1 in SEC play. Gamecocks 9-3-3, 4-3 in league play. As we told you, a lot on the line as they get to the final 2 weeks of the regular season here in terms of teams jockeying for position for the SEC tournament. We're going to talk a little bit about that at halftime. Take a look at the bracket if the season ended today and talk a little bit about potential matchups or what each team needs to do to improve their standing. Fala looking for Sam Chang. Into touch. Gamecocks looking to throw it in quickly. And nowhere near. They were looking for Shea O'Rourke, but stepping in front was Anderson Williams of the Aggies. Aggies have done a nice job of having extended possessions, and right on cue they turn it over.
No, but the Gamecocks, they defend really well as a unit, as a team. Right, Jaleesa Harris knew that ball was coming her way because the forwards and attacking mids made it predictable.
Broken up by the Gamecocks, but unable to keep the possession. Aggies looking to play one through, but there's Jaleesa Harris. Shea O'Rourke trying to catch up to it for the Gamecocks, battling with Smith, and a little pile up there. O'Rourke, the freshman out of Wheatfield, New York. Cold temperatures, by the way, aren't going to bother her. She did one of those polar bear plunges back in New York. Where she lives, where Wheatfield, New York, is in the Buffalo area near Canada. Did that in the middle of winter. Can you imagine that?
No.
No, I can't
Why
either.
would you want to do that?
I don't know. Well, she was doing it as part of some community service that she had done with a group, and yeah, I don't think I'd be doing that. Here's Lily Render. Gamecocks looking to get on the attack in the final 2.5 minutes here of the half.
Spees does a great job widening it out.
Bumped there off the ball, and the Aggies take over.
Surprised to not see a call there. There was a lot of contact.
Yeah, there have not been a lot of whistles tonight. They've let them play. And as long as it's consistent, then both teams have to adapt, right?
Exactly.
Under 2 minutes now here in the first half. Aggies leading 1-0 on the goal by the sophomore Quinn Cornog. About 20 minutes into the first half, shortly after a corner kick, the lone corner of the night for the Aggies. Haven't really had a lot of set pieces for either team, each team with one corner. Gamecocks trying to make a late charge. Gamecock bench wanted a foul called there. They're not going to get it. Katie Smith now will be happy to let some clock run down. Play it back to Caldwell, and she'll hold it at her feet as long as she can, I would imagine.
Texas A&M trying to stay hot, and they've done just that with a first half goal here, looking to win their 3rd straight match in SEC play.
And the scary thing is Texas A&M is known to be a second half team.
Yeah.
So South Carolina is going to have to be the second half team tonight.
Colvin, one more attack perhaps for the Aggies here in the first half. They'll play it wide to Jai Smith.
Plays back to Sample.
5th-year senior back up to the midfield to Katie Smith. Good first half for the Aggies here on the road. Long distance strike. Heather Hins has to knock it over the crossbar again. I tell you what, these long range shots for the Aggies really putting pressure on South Carolina. Seen that a couple of times where all Hins could do is punch it over the crossbar.
I don't know if the Aggies are going to have time to actually take the corner
They
kick.
won't. Would have been a corner, but that's going to be the end of the first half. And the Aggies of Texas A&M on a first half goal from Quinn Cornog lead the homestanding South Carolina Gamecocks for the equalizer here. And the Aggies scored about 20 minutes into that first half on a kind of a shoulder goal off the shoulder of Quinn Cornog for her 2nd of the season by the sophomore. And we're underway in half number 2.
Now let's see if the Gamecocks come out with that intensity.
Texas A&M's been on a hot streak, as we said. 2 big wins and a draw before that, a tie in their last 3 matches. They have scored a lot of goals. 7 of the 9 goals they have scored in SEC play prior to tonight have come in the last 3, and of course got the first half goal here. Gamecocks kind of on the other end. They have struggled. They've scored only 5 goals in SEC play. This is their 8th SEC match. Good Shelley Smith in her 22nd year here at South Carolina. Trying to see her team rally and avoid back-to-back losses. When you're down and you know you haven't been a heavy offensive team like South Carolina has not been this year, again, they haven't scored multiple goals in an SEC game, how does that change what you want to do when you're down at home in the second half?
Well, I think South Carolina just needs to take more chances in the offensive third. You know, I mean, and make those chances count. I mean, you've seen Kat Berry with some long-range shots, but, you know, something we haven't seen, Cameron Dixon right there who played it, we haven't seen her drive down on that flank and get those crosses. She's a dangerous attacking player.
See if the Gamecocks can take advantage of the turnover. Unable to do it there. A little bit late in that first half, South Carolina was forcing some turnovers. They were being aggressive and stepping in front and into the passing lanes, if you will, and see if you see more of that to give them those opportunities. But Texas A&M's done a pretty good job tonight.
Yeah, and you know, in Texas A&M, they've made it hard for the Cameron Dixon and the Taylor Jacobson, those outside backs to get forward because they are sending so many players forward.
Yep.
So right now it's just Miley Hayes up top as that target forward, but as they send more players forward, it's a little risky for both of the backs to take off, but surely one of them can get forward and join the attack.
Not a whole lot of shots in that first half. South Carolina outshot Texas A&M 3-2, but didn't matter. Not a whole lot of fouls either. They've been letting them play a little bit in the first half. 2 corners for Texas A&M. Actually, they didn't get to take the second one because the half ended. Gamecocks had just 1.
Now, I think the goal for the Gamecocks needs to be just to get the ball in the box. Right, work to get that ball down the field, get it in the box, create something, and really commit to getting on the end of it.
Peyton Patrick trying to get something started. Gamecocks will throw it in deep in A&M's end here. Can't forget about the great save by Kenna Caldwell of Texas A&M in that first half that prevented the Gamecocks from finding the back of the net. Otherwise, we might be looking at an even game right now. Hadn't been tested much, but when she was, she certainly passed with flying colors. Into the 18 here. Gamecocks with a chance. Blocked. Follow-up shot is partially blocked again. Gamecocks still in control here, but some good defensive work there. Here's Zulo.
Zulo trying to keep the ball alive, trying to get she'll play it back to Taylor Jacobson.
And missed touch there and lost into touch right at midfield. Wow, South Carolina had a couple of chances in the attacking third there, and you see the look on Coach Shelley Smith's face of just, you know, that was a big chance early to get an equalizer.
And it was, and you know, great job by Claire Griffiths to get in the box, get that ball off, but I think it was Taylor Jacobson who wasn't quite close enough to get the rebound.
Now the Aggies looking to get on the attack once again.
Sydney Becerra plays it wide. And saving it from going into touch was Kate Colvin. Mentioned that speaking with Coach Shelley Smith of the Gamecocks earlier today, and again, we've talked about their struggles on offense, and I said, what's the key for you guys tonight? And, you know, just put it in the back of the net. And she just laughed and said, yeah, we've got to put it in the back of the net. It's just that simple, you know, and take advantage of the opportunities you do get. And Texas A&M with some good defense a few minutes ago, able to turn away that Gamecock threat.
And I think that if the Gamecocks can earn set piece as well, a corner kick, a free kick in a dangerous area, those are also great opportunities to just put numbers in the box and get on the end of it.
Yeah, that's something South Carolina would like to get more of, more set pieces. They're 10th in the league in number of corner kicks they've had this year. That doesn't help a struggling offense. Now it's the Aggies looking to get back on offense as Harris unable to get much on that. Aggies with the 1-0 lead here early in the second half. On the attack are the Gamecocks again.
Zula does a great job widening out her run.
Makes a move to Zulo. Into the 18, looking for Kat Berry. Can she make the turn? Turns to her right, shot blocked. Follow-up shot, too much. Well, the Gamecocks putting the pressure on here in the first 5 minutes, but not getting on frame as this swarming A&M defense able to block these shots for South Carolina.
And Kat Berry does such a great job. She had 2-3 players on her. She faked going one way, went the other way, and was able to get that pass off.
Lost in, thought that was lost into touch there off the Aggies, but they'll play on. It was right in front of Coach Shelley Smith, and she put her hands up trying to help the side official, but no joy there. South Carolina ball on the throw-in by Zulo. Looking for Bem.
And the Gamecocks are doing a great job working their way up the field.
Gamecocks looking to get it in. Thought we might have had a corner kick there. Let's see, where did it go out? It'll be a throw-in for the Gamecocks. Kicked into touch by the Aggies, but not over the end line.
And you can see Kat Berry, they know she's the target. A&M does a good job getting someone in front and behind.
Berry couldn't get her foot on that. And a goal kick here for Texas A&M. Early here in the second half, Aggies with the 1-0 lead. Quinn Cornog with the goal in the first half for the Aggies. There's Kenna Caldwell, as we told you, had a remarkable save in that first half, punching the ball away. That could have been would have been a tying goal for South Carolina.
Yeah, and Heather Hins had 2 great saves as well, tipping it over the crossbar.
A turnover here, Karina Zulo. She's got Berry to her right. She'll take the shot, and there's Caldwell to smother it.
A great job by Peyton Patrick to follow that up in case Caldwell dropped it. A great hold by Caldwell.
Gamecocks had the weave going here.
And that was tough. Zulo had a lot of players in front of her.
Yep, had a good look, but Caldwell able to prevent herself from being screened, had a good look at it and pounced on it for another save. Gamecocks applying pressure, but so far the Aggies unscathed. Working their way into the attacking end here. And it'll be a goal kick to South Carolina. Heather Hins will take the kick. This started every game. That goal allowed was just the 9th of the year for South Carolina. They've given up. Again, they were tied for the SEC lead with 10 shutouts. Jaleesa Harris might restart things, and she will. Gracie Falla with some chicanery.
That's a confident freshman right there.
Drew a couple of oohs and ahs.
And you can see the Gamecocks are looking to play over and through the Aggie back line. They see that space. They just have to play a more accurate ball. And there you go. You got Brianna Bem on this.
Yep, got Zillow in the middle.
Playing. plays it in
Plays
early.
it to Zullo, little touch, just wide. Oh, goodness, you had Kat Berry crashing in as well. Missed it by inches, did Zullo.
No, we've seen a lot from Zullo so far this half. Great ball in from Bem behind the back line. Zullo touches it and just rolls out.
And you see the near misses, and that's kind of been the story for the South Carolina offense a lot this year. A lot of near misses. Set up nicely. Another turnover here. Kat Berry will try to make the turn. Under pressure. Jacobson towards the top of the 18. Has it taken away. Good defense there by the Aggies. All the way to, look at the wheels here by Miley Hayes. Trying to catch up to that. Finally back to Heather Hins. Oh, Miley Hayes has a really high motor. Top goal scorer for the Aggies with 6 on the year. There's Peyton Patrick. Got Berry wide to her left. Zullo to her right. She'll go to Berry inside the 18. Makes the turn to her right. Shot. And another save by Caldwell. Almost lost it, and lucky for her, she was able to pull it back in because Zullo was crashing in for the rebound. And the Gamecocks peppering the goal, but Caldwell up to the task.
Yeah, Caldwell has shown that she is a solid keeper.
Look at that. Zullo was right there. If she can't get the sticky mitts on it.
Now, Caldwell has shown she is a keeper. She's going to hold on to the ball. She's going to read the game really well. So for the Gamecocks, they're going to have to beat her in the corner and low. You know, it's going to have to be more sophisticated.
Yeah, Gamecocks, I think, had 3 shots at halftime. They've got 9 now in the game, so we're only 10 minutes into the second half.
Well, I like that change, right? They're getting forward. They're taking more chances.
But the important thing for Texas A&M, still no goal. Done a nice job of turning the Gamecocks aside. Here's Kat Berry again as the Gamecocks continue with the pressure. Splits a couple of defenders. Oh, excellent defense there. Taken away once again by the Aggies. I think that was Leb who stepped in front. Georgia Leb. Pante with a nice move. The sophomore. Now it's the Aggies for their first attack of the second half, looking for Hayes. Hayes has been their hot goal scorer, the pair of game winners in the last 2 matches, including the brace against Auburn. Carolyn Calzada, the freshman, loses the handle. Zullo unable to catch up to it. Carolyn Calzada, by the way, if that name sounds familiar, her brother Zach was a quarterback at Texas A&M and then transferred to Auburn. He's a quarterback at Auburn now, but now to Sugar Hill, Georgia. So Mom and Dad Calzada, who I'm told are here tonight. A lot of traveling between soccer and football.
A lot of games to see.
Yeah, there's a lot to see in the fall for them. Beckman now for the Aggies. Aggies lead it 1-0. Alongside Nancy Goffey, I'm Brad Muller. Appreciate you joining us here on your Thursday night as the regular season starts to wind down. Lisa Harris playing that ball forward. Aggies trying to cool off the Gamecocks with this spurt they've had to start the second half. Calzada plays it to Becerra.
Great individual defending by Cameron Dixon. Good job stepping in.
The senior now to Kat Berry. He's got a couple of people in front of her. Into the 18, opportunity, shot, score! Peyton Patrick with the equalizer, and we're square.
I mean, and what a great build-up by the Gamecocks. That really was a group effort.
Peyton Patrick, the sophomore from Parkton, Maryland. With her second goal of the year, she had the game winner at Georgia earlier this year.
Kat Berry plays a great through ball to Peyton Patrick. It's it just to Caldwell's right. She times that run very, very perfectly. Left-footed right into that side netting beside Caldwell.
Well, that changes things. We're even at a goal apiece. Peyton Patrick with her second goal of the season.
And, you know, the Gamecocks came out and they were getting the ball forward. They were taking more shots. You see 10 total shots now.
Yep.
I think they only had 3 in the first half. So already I'm liking what I'm seeing. Really a great team effort from the Gamecocks.
Shea O'Rourke has checked in for the Gamecocks. Patrick gets a break here after scoring her second goal of the year, and it was a huge one for South Carolina. She was active in the first half and found the back of the net there, but a great setup once again. So the Gamecocks, a lot of pressure here to flip the script here to start the second half. Let's see how the Aggies respond now. The Aggies, obviously, we told you, have been scoring a lot of goals as of late. Multiple goals in each of their last 3 matches, which included a couple of wins and a draw. Remember, no overtime this year in the regular season in soccer, in college soccer, so you
and
see
like
a few
we
more
said,
draws.
both, yeah, South Carolina wants as many points. They want the 3 points. They don't want 1 point.
Right, especially at home.
Especially at home, especially.
Calzada with the throw in here. I think for Texas A&M, they've given up that goal. They were on their heels the first 14 minutes or so. It's important for them to get some attacks going now. Not just because it's a tie game, but just because they've really played defense for the first 14 minutes or so.
Well, and you can see the way Texas A&M started the second half. They had more players stay back. They kept Hayes high. They had success when they played like a 3-5-2, sending more players forward.
Coach G. Guerreri looking for his 500th career win tonight. And that would be a big one to get it on the road. In search of their 3rd consecutive win are the Aggies. They pressure the ball here.
And, you know, South Carolina, they want to redeem themselves after that road loss. It's hard losing regardless, but especially because they were up in that game.
Yep. Cam Dixon. Back to Jaleesa Harris. She'll looking for Kat Berry at midfield. The Aggies. Now all of a sudden it's Texas A&M with the extended possession after the Gamecocks dominated play the first 14 minutes of the half. Calzada plays it back under pressure.
And a great opportunity for Kat Berry to press Caldwell when she comes off her line like that.
Somebody trying to settle it down now. We're playing volleyball out there with it. Here come the Aggies, broken up momentarily. Follow will play it back. Here's Shea O'Rourke, the freshman, under heavy duress there by Sample.
Uses her body well to keep possession of that ball.
Kat Berry now.
And I love how Kat Berry works back to help her team get the ball, and here she is off on an attack now.
Berry with some room to operate towards the top of the 18.
Trying to find a way to get a shot off.
And good defense there by Carlina Sample. Sends it into touch. Sample's been busy tonight. The 5th-year seniors played very well. 3rd-team All-America, 1st-team All-SEC a year ago. In fact, she was the SEC Co-Defensive Player of the Year 2 seasons ago. We're seeing a lot of that why with what she's been doing tonight. Claire Griffiths with the throw in on the far sideline, looking for Berry. Aggies looking to clear. Gamecocks trying to settle it down. Play it wide. Ryan Coleman with an opportunity.
Good job getting in the box. Tries to take on, plays that ball across. It pops out to Claire Griffiths.
Yeah, was looking for Shea O'Rourke right in the middle, right by the penalty area, penalty kick area. Griffiths plays that one in, and it's an easy play that time for Caldwell. Well, Gamecocks have had some good setups here in the second half. Texas A&M trying to recapture the momentum. Obviously, they'd like to recapture the lead as well. We talked about at halftime of the different scenarios of teams jockeying for position in the SEC tournament, but as Nancy alluded to, this is big for NCAA tournament implications as well. RPI, hosting opportunities as well.
Yeah, as of now, USC has an RPI of 16 and Texas A&M has an RPI of 28. So they want to keep that RPI high, as the season goes on.
A lot easier to play at home, sleep in your own bed, right?
Exactly. Both of these teams have one more road match and one more home game.
Yeah, again, both teams will be playing SEC East teams in their final 2 matches. Gamecocks at Tennessee, that'll be a tough one. Tennessee in line to win the SEC East. And then next Thursday hosting Missouri. Next 2 for the Aggies. They play host to Missouri and then play at Florida. Florida struggling this year, but still a tough place to play normally.
Yep, every time. It's never easy playing Florida at home.
It's cliche, but in this league, there's no easy. Barry puts Caldwell under pressure. Gamecocks couldn't force the turnover and get on the attack. Miley Hayes couldn't control it. Back to Barry. She's had a lot of touches. And offsides here, I believe. We've seen that a lot for South Carolina tonight. I think that's the 3rd time. Caldwell with a nice boot here. Shea O'Rourke trying to settle it down. Gamecocks wanted a handball. Their whole bench is up. Didn't get the call. All 3 coaches for South Carolina were up on their feet, wanted a handball called there. Get some subs in for both teams. Anderson Williams in for the Aggies. And checking in for South Carolina, Shea Montgomery will check in. She's playing in 13 games off the bench, and she'll pick up Kat Berry, who's had a heavy workload again tonight.
Yeah, they're giving Kat Berry some rest before she comes back in.
Miley Hayes saw it go off the foot of a Gamecock, and here's a corner kick opportunity for the Aggies. Their 3rd overall, but really their 2nd, as the 2nd one in the first half came as the clock was winding down. So an opportunity for the Aggies to reclaim the lead off a set piece here. It'll be Kate Colvin to serve it up. Again, she's tied for 6th in the SEC with 7 assists. Sends that one in the middle. Headed out by the Gamecocks. Karam. And out off the Aggies. So the Gamecocks dodge a bullet there after some good service by Texas A&M.
And that's why corner kicks are so dangerous. You put a good ball in there, you've got lots of players in there that it can just ricochet off of.
Approaching the midpoint of the 2nd half here in Columbia. We're all square at 1. The Aggies led 1-0 at halftime on a goal by Quinn Cornog, the sophomore from Dallas. The Gamecocks got the equalizer this half as Peyton Patrick, the sophomore from Parkton, Maryland, got her 2nd of the year as well. Shea O'Rourke. Throw in for the Gamecocks.
You can see it's getting physical as the clock ticks on. 24 minutes left. Right, there's a lot riding on this game, and both of these teams want to get the W.
Yep, again, for a lot of reasons. SEC positioning, national NCAA tournament positioning, and for both teams, momentum going into the latter part of the year. Shea O'Rourke trying to settle it down. Plays it wide to Jacobson. Gamecocks, as we told you, coming off a loss, had their 3-game win streak snapped. Oh, a misplay here. Hayes got tangled up with Fala. The Gamecocks able to dodge a bullet there. Hayes with great speed.
Yep, she's covering a lot of ground.
Yep, her sprint goes 0 to 60 pretty good, pretty quickly.
Yeah, and the whole game, I'm wondering how long she's going to be able to sustain that speed and just putting that pressure on that back line, but she absolutely is. She's a workhorse.
Heel that back to Katie Smith, now back to Caldwell.
midway through the second half now in Columbia, all square at 1. Griffiths, miscommunication there with Shea Montgomery. Saw the frustration from Griffiths. Somebody zigged when they should have zagged. Here come the Aggies now. They have not been on the attack much this second half. Matula plays it to Beckman. Back to Matula. Now back Calzada. Slips through, but Caldwell is there under pressure from O'Rourke. I think both teams right now, that's kind of what you're looking for, that one mistake to give you the opportunity, and Aggies almost made one there.
Exactly, and then into a quick transition into an attack.
Now the Aggies were searching for a foul there, but as we said earlier, they've really let them play tonight on both ends. There's been a lot of contact, but they've just let them play through it, unless it was egregious for the most part. Abby Hugo now in the midfield.
Go, Carl, nothing.
Under pressure to Heather Hins. Miley Hayes back there for A&M. Here's more pressure. Jacobson keeps it in.
Good, Andy.
Over Katie Smith.
Gamecocks looking for a mistake. They'll play it back to Caldwell, who's been pretty solid tonight.
Hits this one low. Claire Griffiths gets it.
Gamecocks with a lot of energy the first 14 minutes of that first half. Able to get the goal in the 58th minute overall of the match to tie things up. Plateaued a little bit since then as both teams will go back to their bench. Jai Smith back in for the Aggies, the senior from Hayward, California. Gamecocks will get Sam Chang and Karina Zullo back into the contest. Miley Hayes will come out. The top goal scorer for the Aggies will get a breather. She's got a high motor, but she is fun to watch. Under 20 minutes to play now. Into touch along the far sideline.
Can't keep it in.
Yep. O'Rourke battling for it. It'll be a goal kick. Aggies trying to set things up to get on the attack. Gamecocks looking for that mistake in their own end.
You can see a lot of this game is being played in that middle third. Right, both teams are very possession oriented. It's just which team can, pick off the ball, get a quick counter, catch the other team in transition.
View of the Williams-Brice Stadium and the State Fair in town the last couple of weeks here in Columbia, where you can get all kinds of fried goodness.
And donut burgers.
Have you had a donut burger?
Definitely not.
Okay. Yeah, that's not on my, I don't think my cardiologist would approve. That and the fried butter.
Again, South Carolina does a great job getting numbers behind the ball. Squashes that attack from the Texas A&M.
Still time for either team. Knotted at 1 here. Fala will play that one across halfway.
And that was really the only option she had at that point.
Looking down the line. Shea O'Rourke with some green in front of her. It's got Render behind her. Dips to her right. Little worm burners off the keeper, and the Gamecocks will have a corner kick here. A rare miscue by Kenna Caldwell. Maybe took her eye off it momentarily as it skipped away.
Now it looked like it skidded a little bit. Great strike. Looks like it hit off her knee.
So South Carolina with the corner opportunity. Just their second of the night, first of the second half.
Yeah, but I really liked how Shea O'Rourke, she drove to the goal. She got a shot off, and look what happened. They earned a corner kick.
Jaleesa Harris will take it. Sends that one towards the far post, headed out. Gamecocks trying to settle under it. Chip, Shea O'Rourke, and can't get anything on it as Caldwell is there. The corner kick opportunities have been few and far between. Look at that. Aggies almost had a breakaway there, but broken up by the Gamecocks.
Yeah, that was a dangerous look from Caldwell. A nice quick long ball as the Gamecocks were recovering from that offensive corner kick.
Cam Dixon plays it into the A&M end.
But again, great job getting the Aggies to turn their back and run to their goal.
O'Rourke plays it forward, and that's through. That's going to be a corner kick. Gamecocks keeping the pressure on.
And that's what's coming, right? When you put the pressure on the Aggies.
Kat Berry will check back in for the Gamecocks. She'll pick up the freshman O'Rourke. And the Gamecocks with another opportunity, this time from the far corner. Gracie Falla, the freshman, will take it this time. Keep an eye on where Jaleesa Harris sets up as well. She takes some of the corners, but now she's right in front of the keeper.
Yeah, she's going to make it hard for Caldwell to see it coming.
Looking for Kat Berry. She can't settle it down. Now Falla has her shot blocked. Aggies looking to get it out of their own end. Dixon keeps it alive. Into touch now to Texas A&M. Missed opportunity there for South Carolina on a couple of corner kicks in the last 2 minutes. But the Aggies defense was up to the task. Peyton Patrick back into the contest. She scored the goal here in the second half for South Carolina to square things up. Mia Pante checks back in, the sophomore from Vancouver. Final 15 minutes here in Columbia. We're all square at one between the Gamecocks and the visiting Aggies. Harris with the boot over the top. Karina Zullo trying to catch up to it. Steps in front of Cornog. Zullo into the 18, looking for a cross to Render. Headed down by the Aggies. It's still alive. Render bumped from behind just outside the box. That'll be a big foul on A&M. Fortunately for the Aggies, it was not inside the 18. Otherwise, we're looking at a PK.
That was definitely a good call.
See the contact again here. It'd be a great box out in basketball, but not so much here tonight. Kat Berry comes over the ball. Jaleesa Harris is there as well as the Aggies build their wall. As the temperatures dip a little bit too, I bet everyone's hoping this doesn't get them.
Yeah.
That'll sting a little bit and leave a mark.
And you know Kat Berry's going for it. She's going to strike this on frame. It's important for the Gamecocks to follow it up. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in that wall.
Kat Berry tries to slide it through, but Caldwell is there. Caldwell able to pick it up.
And look what Caldwell's doing. She runs out, gets a punt from the top of the 18. So you can see A&M's looking for the quick counter off that corner kick.
Falla knocks it into touch, but look, yeah, you're right. Look how quickly the Aggies flip the pitch. Miley Hayes back in, their top goal scorer for the Aggies. She'll pick up Jai Smith. Final 13 here. Little heel kick was looking for Beckman. Gamecocks send it the other way. Coming way off her line is Caldwell. She's not afraid to get out there. Gamecocks have had some more opportunities here in the second half, but some good defensive work has kept them from taking the lead. Berry now along the far sidelines, got Patrick in front of her and just off her back heel. Unlucky there for South Carolina. Looked like they were going to have a nice little run set up. but as Patrick turned, it went off her back heel and into touch.
That was unlucky.
Aggies with the opportunity to flip the pitch here. Good boot by Caldwell. But that'll go into touch in front of the graveyard shift. Barry trying to take it away from Cornog.
Go ahead, Quinn. Go, Axe, get it out.
Barry again. See if she can make the turn. Strikes this one, but Caldwell is there. No follow-up. Zullo crashing in. Another punt to halfway. Jacobson steps in front of it.
Work it there.
Coach Shelley Smith, her husband Jamie Smith, to her right, the associate head coach, or as we like to say, the defensive coordinator here.
Who has clearly done a great job. It's a very well-organized back line.
South Carolina throw in here.
And you can tell both teams are playing with more urgency as that clock ticks down.
Time here, going to have a yellow card, and that's going to be on the A&M bench. One of the assistant coaches gets the booking. Zullo flicks that one ahead, trying to keep it in. Some contact there. Into touch, it'll go to the Aggies. "11 minutes to play here." As Nancy said, you can sense the sense of urgency from both teams. Everything's a lot faster. Here's Hayes, top goal scorer for the Aggies. Gamecocks take it away for the moment, but Hayes, like a swarm of bees around everybody. Gracie Falla, the freshman here, boots that one past halfway. Takes a South Carolina roll. Cornog will play it way back to the keeper, Caldwell. Gamecocks trying to keep it on this end where they played much of the second half.
Hugo picks that off.
Cornog will let it roll into touch. Aggie throw in here with 10 minutes to play. Gamecocks have outshot the Aggies 14-4, but we're square on the scoreboard.
Now, and I think if the Gamecocks can find a way to dig deep and get another goal, I think it would do wonders going into the rest of the SEC conference play and then into the tournament. You know, we saw this last year, you know, and they turned it around and they got all the way to the Elite Eight in the NCAA, so we know they have it in them.
Yep, Gamecocks have been to 5 Elite Eights under Coach Shelley Smith and advanced one time to the College Cup semifinals. Approaching 9 minutes to play here. Calzada. Keeper's going to take it instead. Kenna Caldwell's going to come all the way across halfway. See how quickly she sprints back after she takes the kick here, too.
Well, I was going to say, if the Gamecocks get on the end of this, they need to get it forward as fast as possible.
Trying to get that into scoring position and just into touch. Not a corner kick here for the Aggies, but Texas A&M, one of the few times this half they've been in the attacking third. Gamecocks get a sub in. Brianna Bem back into the contest. And for the Aggies, Kate Colvin back in. Aggies struck first in the first half on a goal by Quinn Cornog. Gamecocks got the goal in the second half off the foot of Peyton Patrick. Pante into the 18. Boy, that slid past several Gamecock defenders. Aggies keep the possession here as Becerra has it to Calzada. Calzada makes a move. Up top now, Becerra. Up top to Hayes. Yep, Becerra again looking for Hayes to go the other direction. Gamecocks break it up for the moment. Here's Kat Berry.
Nicely broken up by the Aggies as Katie Smith stepped in there.
And Pente on the ball.
Pente trying to make a move.
Zulo does a great job coming back and double teaming. So Pente, I thought she was going to look to take on.
Good possession here for the Aggies, however. A little reset along the far side. Sample. Now to Colvin.
Yeah, Colvin pops off.
Jaleesa Harris knocks that one into touch. But the Aggies with some good late pressure here. Got a ball loose on the pitch here. The ball girl will have to collect that.
You can see Jaleesa Harris directing play back there.
Leb now, play it back. Here come the Aggies. Cross blocked by Jaleesa Harris, and Hins comes way off her line to pull it down and avoid the corner kick. Hins will boot that one towards midfield, where she thought she was going to find Peyton Patrick. Misplayed there for a moment by Sample.
Yeah, but a great opportunity for the Gamecocks to press, but Caldwell does a great job getting it out of her half.
Final 6 minutes here in Columbia. 1-1, Gamecocks and Aggies.
You know, this Gamecock team has not scored more than one goal in a game. So we'll see if they're able to in order to secure a win.
Yeah, in SEC play, they've had a lot of 1-0 in either direction. Zullo trying to catch up to this one. It's into touch, and the Gamecocks are set up. Zullo will allow Jacobson to throw it in. 5.5 to play. Looking for Zullo over the end line, and it'll be a goal kick.
And Caldwell looking to take that quickly.
Yeah, let's see if they can get over the top. Again, you got great speed up top with Miley Hayes. You get it to her and you got a chance. It hugs the far sideline and finally rolls out. Under 5 to play here. Gamecocks trying to press forward again.
Oh, great ball back out, but a little too hard.
A little too much. Peyton Patrick couldn't catch up to it. And she had Green in front of her. Hayes plays it off, trying to get it back. Fala steps in front. Hayes disrupts. Now Kat Berry trying to settle underneath it.
Yeah, but you could tell Patrick knew that Kat Berry was going to be there.
Got Zullo wide, fell down, was just able to get it to her, but she had to slow down. Now she'll make her move into the 18. Zullo, far corner, post, saved. Gamecocks thought it was over the line.
And another great ball from Zullo.
Yep, Caldwell with another great save there. Take another look. Great ball by Zullo. The header.
Ooh.
Wow.
You can hear the crowd.
Yep. Gamecocks wanted they wanted a replay, we'll say that. As they saw the replay on the video board here, it looked like the ball had crossed the line. The corner kick here for South Carolina, and I think they had a case.
Yeah, that was...
It looked like it crossed over.
Very close.
Jaleesa Harris will take the corner kick for the Gamecocks. Headed out.
Cornog gets on the end of that. Out to Harris again.
Someone's got to settle under that moonshot. Under pressure. Aggies kick it out with under 3 minutes to play.
Gamecocks are putting the Aggies under pressure right now, making it really hard for them to get out of their defensive end. I like the urgency from them.
Barry serves it. Aggies will throw it in. Does each team or either team have one final charge in the final 2:20 here? Fala deked Hayes there, but her pass was off the mark. Oh, nice job of keeping it in play by the Aggies there. Now Jaleesa Harris.
Now Harris just working to get that ball forward.
There's Peyton Patrick along the far side. Into the 18.
We'll see another corner kick.
Corner kick for the Gamecocks.
Yep, great explosion from Peyton Patrick to blow by the defender.
Minute 40 to play. Gamecocks thought they had the go-ahead goal a moment ago. See what they can do here. Jaleesa Harris will take it this time. Fala in front of the keeper. Harris. Fala tries to head it in. No. Couldn't get it in. Broken up. Here's Peyton Patrick. Everyone is forward right now. Minute 10 to play.
And
Dixon.
Cameron Dixon slips it through to Kat Berry.
Partially blocked. Follow up perhaps. Dixon couldn't get a foot on it. Minute to play here in Columbia. Now can the Aggies get on the attack? What kind of finish will we have? Gamecocks take it away at midfield. Chang playing it forward.
Oh, that was tough. Kat Berry was looking for it at her feet.
A lot of action here in the second half, but we're still tied at 1. Kat Berry with 30 seconds to play, trying to get forward. Berry with the strike, partially blocked. Caldwell able to smother it before it goes over for another corner, and that might be it. 20 seconds to play. Caldwell will be in no hurry to punt this thing away. Gamecocks gave themselves a lot of chances here in the second half, but the Aggies turned them away.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And that's going to do it. We'll finish in a 1-1 draw here in Columbia. The Aggies strike first. The Gamecocks get the equalizer in the second half. Came close a couple of times, but it ends in a 1-1.